Laura Ingraham, this is the Ingraham Angle from Washington tonight. An unstoppable force. That's the focus of tonight's angle. Well, respected polling analyst tonight, Nate Silver, has Trump now with a 55% chance of winning the election. Harris is now down to 44.6%. I want to be clear, this is still anyone's race, but if the Trump momentum holds and he wins the presidency a week from tomorrow, there are 4 events that I believe will be remembered as pivotal. First, the VP debate, where Vance trounced Walz.
You yourself just said Iran is as close to a nuclear weapon today as they have ever been. And Governor Walz, you blame Donald Trump. Who has been the vice president for the last 3.5 years? And the answer is your running mate, not mine.
Second, Trump's return to Butler.
A very big thank you to Pennsylvania. We love Pennsylvania. And as I was saying,
third, Trump working at McDonald's.
keep it tight. We got the salt on it. Never touches the human hand. It's going to be the best yet. I made it myself. I have worked at McDonald's. I've now worked for 15 minutes more than Kamala. Requires great expertise, actually.
And fourth, the capper, the packed show at Madison Square Garden.
For the past 9 years, we have been fighting against the most sinister and corrupt forces on earth. With your vote in this election, you can show them once and for all that this nation does not belong to them. This nation belongs to you. It belongs to you.
Well, I was there, and the message was hopeful, optimistic, and Reagan-esque. Thousands and thousands waited in line for 12 hours to get in. The crowd was patriotic, it was happy, diverse, young, old, independents, Republicans, of course, different races and ethnicities. They shared a faith that Donald Trump can deliver on bringing a new golden age to the country they all love.
We will have the strongest economy, the most secure borders, the safest cities, the most powerful military, the best trade deals, and we will dominate the frontiers of science, medicine, business, technology, and space. And I'm asking you to be excited about the future of our country again. I'm asking you to dream big again. This will be America's new golden age.
I love that line, the new golden age. Yes, we need that in America. Now, I've been covering these types of rallies since 2015, and the coalition has grown. The people that the MAGA movement gained along the way, these are significant people, and it tells us a lot about why this matters, why it's working. RFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, and countless regular folks who've given Trump's pragmatic populism another look. Because they all came to see what we've known for years, that the old Washington establishment has failed us in every way. It's failed us at home, it's failed us abroad, in politics, and the culture. But voters are recognizing that just because they failed, it doesn't mean America has to fail, because America can be renewed. We're for everyone if you're an American.
We're building the biggest, broadest, most diverse coalition in American history, including union workers and Border Patrol agents. We're seeing historic levels of support among our black population, Hispanic population, and our Asian population. Jews and Muslims and Catholics and evangelicals and Mormons, and they're all joining our cause in large numbers, larger than anyone has ever seen in this country before. And the Republican Party has really become the party of inclusion.
The party of inclusion. Take their language, recapture it as your own, because that's the truth. They're exclusionary, they're intolerant. We want everyone to be better, stronger, more prosperous, and safer. It doesn't matter where you came from, doesn't matter what, color your skin is. That's what we believe. So the atmosphere in that arena was electric. It was on fire, and it was overwhelmingly optimistic. I kept thinking as I was watching, what other politician in America could gather such a crowd?
Madison Square Garden was packed. People waited hours to get in. They sat through hour after hour of this rally. They were fervent in their devotion to all things Trump. Trump has created a movement. There is no doubt. I cannot think of another Republican figure of my lifetime who could have come into a Democratic city like New York and put together anything like that.
Okay, they've been trashing him all day for saying that. That's true. That's obvious. Everyone who's honest today would be saying the same thing. There is no one else who could have done it. They wouldn't even try to do it. And the night was a celebration of American freedom, probably above all else. But there, of course, there are others who truly believe that you can't be a good person or a moral person if you believe that we need to take care of American needs and American problems first.
This is called normalization. Yes. Yeah. This is the descent into fascism, if we so choose. I come with such dire warnings, and I mean them from the bottom of my heart as a daughter of refugees who came here escaping war. It was everything that you need to know about Donald Trump in one weird white nationalist Nazi-type rally. And, of course, there's historic parallels to where and when this happened.
I love the Nazi stuff. I mean, there's so many Jewish Americans there, Jewish flags there, there were Muslims there. I don't know what she's watching, or was she watching? Because the parallels to last night, and I wrote about this on foxnews.com, you could check it out there, I'll also post it later. JFK's rally there in 1962, or FDR's re-election rally in 1936, exactly 88 years ago on Thursday. Look, no one with a brain who's really being honest with themselves believes that Donald Trump or his supporters are fascists. And frankly, when you're playing that card, you have no vision, you have no record, and you have no plan to make America better for working people. You're just out of gas and you're out of ideas. All you have are lies and smears. And the woman with truly zero principles who's claimed all along, oh, I'm going to fight for working people. I used to tend bar. Remember that? But sold out to billionaires back in Harris, she's also out of ideas.
This was a hate rally. They are inciting violence and hatred against Latinos, against Black Americans, against Americans who don't have children. The only reason that the rhetoric has gotten this far is precisely because they are trying to prime the kind of froth that led up to the January 6th attack on the Capitol.
Oh, my God. Stuck on stupid, stuck on January 6th. That's the banner. Now, how aggressively inane these people sound. Again, they have essentially given up on the American people. They've given up on our ideals and much of our tradition. They think it's wicked and evil. But Trump has not. He believes we should dream big. You deserve to dream big. You work hard. You want your kids to do well. And this is, of course, a quintessentially American impulse. It's also classic New York.
No city embodies the spirit, energy, and potential of the American people more than where we are gathered tonight. We want to win our country, but we also want to win New York and make it safe and strong and beautiful and affordable and vibrant again.
I love that. Put that on a hat. Make New York vibrant again. How about to not smell like pot either? Trump is just unabashedly pro-American. It's infectious. And his supporters are pro-American, too. And this drives the Democrats absolutely insane. Remember, these same people are triggered by too much flag flying. You know, after years of running our country into the ground, their only response to being called out for their lazy leadership, their lousy record, is Nazis and fascists. That's all they got. What pathetic and sad people they are. Now, remember, there is one supremely powerful dictatorship in the world today that really threatens us, and it's a CCP. So who do you think China hopes wins next week? Not Trump, because he kept them back on their heels, and they didn't like that at all. But they'd love a bumbler like Kamala and her new warmonger pal, Liz Cheney, because perpetual war means a weaker America, guaranteed. That's good for dictatorships. And I think more than anything, when I looked around that arena last night and talked to the people there, the firefighters and the police and just regular people from Connecticut or New Jersey, New York, some people came from further away, some from Manhattan, I think Americans just want a return to common sense. They want logic. They want clear solutions to obvious problems like we're out of money, we're $35 trillion in debt. The government, has to be reined in.
All government spending is taxation. So whether it's direct taxation or all government spending, it either becomes inflation or it's direct taxation. Your money is being wasted, and the Department of Government Efficiency is going to fix that. We're going to get the government off your back and out of your pocketbook.
Music to the ears of millions of Americans. A Department of Government Efficiency? Oh, I love it. Now, if families have to live on a budget, why doesn't the government have to live on a budget? It kind of makes sense when you think about it. But compare the big thinking of Trump, Vance, and people like Musk to the small thinking of the man who ushered in near record inflation and a migrant invasion.
Mr. President, can you come here and comment on former President Trump's rally yesterday?
It's simply embarrassing. It's beneath any president, but that's what we're getting used to. That's why this election is so important. Most of the presidential scholars I've spoken to talk about the single most consequential thing about a president's character. And he puts that in question every time he opens his mouth.
All right, because Biden is a good one to talk about character. A man who helped his son make millions off his position and influence from a communist regime. And a president whose open borders resulted in needless American death and suffering. Forget that hundreds of billions of dollars were out because of it. On November 5th, 8 days from right now, this long campaign will finally end. So each of us must choose whether to join the hopeful and the optimistic movement that rallied in New York last night, or whether to support the cynics and the liars who've given up on this country. If we make the right choice,